I got up, I started running. He started shooting like 10 times. He shot at least 10 times. And then I ran to the back of the classroom. I dived behind the desk, and my teacher had got in front of me like he was guarding. But like the gunshots were so close to me, like my ears started ringing real bad. Like the whole classroom was smoking, like and everything. And then I got when he finally got out of the classroom, my teacher started barricading the door with desks and bookshelves and all that. And then I had got up. When I had got up, I had saw one of my classmates on the ground bleeding so bad. And then when I had moved myself to the other side of the room because the bookshelf I was hiding behind, it was right in front of the door. So I had moved to the other side, to like this side with my friend. And I was checking on my other friend because he got grazed in his leg. And then there was a white girl that was in front of me. She got shot in her leg and stuff. And then my other friend got shot in her stomach. And it was just so sad, stuff like that.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot to process. And you're so young. You're how old?
14.
That's so much to have to process in class where you're supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
How are you doing now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Like, it just keep replaying back in my head. I just thank God that I wasn't the one that got hit. You know, like in the midst of all of it happening, I was just thanking God because, you know, he had his hands around me and stuff like that. Because I could have been the one that got hit because I was right there. He could have easily got.
Lord. Another day, another tragedy, another school shooting, man. This time at Apalachee High School, I believe, in Winder, Georgia. You got 4 dead, many more injured. This is sick, man. This is totally ridiculous to the point of vomit, okay? Seriously. How many more lives will we lose before we admit that thoughts and prayers aren't cutting it? It isn't enough, okay? It's a broken record at this point. Remember how the CD used to skip and we would have to wipe the CD down, etc., and try to make it play smooth? Thoughts and prayers, it's a broken record at this point, okay? And the melody is getting more haunting, okay? We can't keep throwing out the same tired lines while high schoolers and kids are being gunned down like dogs in the street, man. And getting gunned down in places that are meant to nurture their futures. It's time for action because it's sick. And with your thoughts and prayers, there needs to be action. There's nothing wrong with prayer, but in the Bible, remember, prayer comes with action. Faith without works is dead. So after you pray, then get to work. Okay? America, man, America, there's a problem. There's a problem. The fact that we can't ensure that every high school in the country is equipped with gun and metal detectors is beyond me. It's beyond negligence. Yes. If any high school in America doesn't check those students before they come in, that's negligence. Every high school should have metal detectors, and every high school should be checking students that enter in, period. It doesn't matter what the parents say. Well, I don't want my son to be criminalized. Well, I don't want my daughter to feel like a criminal getting checked. Listen. Understood. But you live in the United States of America where school shootings happen on the regular basis. Okay? This is reality. I don't know what people are living in. This is reality. Okay? You can't keep throwing out kids into a war zone every day and expecting them to learn calculus. Okay? And expecting them to learn English and math while they are worried about being shot at their desk in school. This is mayhem. Okay? When you look at the data, it's clear as day, this is a unique American epidemic. According to the Center for Homeland Defense and Security's K-12 school shooting database, there have been over 2,000 school shootings in the United States since 1970, with the majority accounting in just the last 20 years or so. Okay? I hope you all heard that correctly. This happens on the regular basis. We've seen this nightmare replay over again. What is this nightmare on Elm Street 17? What are we doing? From Columbine to Sandy Hook, Parkland to Uvalde, the list of school shootings goes on and on. Okay? Scarred by gun violence. It's crazy. These kids are getting damaged in school. These aren't just numbers, man. These are children, kids, babies even, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, okay? Every shooting is a community forever changed, forever damaged. Parents burying their babies and students left with scars that we can't even see, okay? Now, while we're on the topic of school policies, let me say this. I want to say this because I've been hearing a lot of administrators and teachers and policies talking about banning cell phones in school. I want to pivot real quick to this because this is utter foolishness, okay? Talking about banning cell phones in schools. Listen, if you think banning cell phones is a good idea, then you're just as crazy as any school shooter, man. Seriously. You're not living in the same world as everybody else. The reality is, we need those phones. Kids, children need those phones, okay? Don't you see that? You don't know that by now that children need their cell phones in schools, okay? Just in case a wild person comes in and decides to shoot it up, huh? We've seen this time and time again, how students have used their cell phones to call for help, record the shooters, and save lives. Okay? Take the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. All right? Students were using their phones to text their parents, call 911, and document the terror as it unfolded. Or think about the Santa Fe High School shooting in Texas, where students use their cell phones, ding, 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 to stay in contact with law enforcement in the moments of chaos. Those phones become lifesavers. Right? Well, they're on TikTok and they're using Facebook and TikTok is damaging them and they're on... You know what else is damaging them? School shootings is also damaging them. Okay? Listen, if you're a teacher or an administrator advocating for a policy where students have to lock away their phones in some bin upon entering the school, etc., let me tell you, when shots start firing, those bins won't matter. Everyone will be scrambling for safety, ducking and running, trying to save their life, okay? And those phones will be out of touch, out of reach when they are needed the most. Any politician or school official pushing for a ban on phones should be removed immediately. I said it. Now, if students were going to school in heaven, okay, in a utopia, sure, ban cell phones. Ban them. There ain't no drive-bys in heaven. There ain't no school shootings in heaven. And yeah, I'm saying ain't. I'm well educated. I'm saying ain't. There ain't no killings in heaven. Babies aren't getting their lives taken from them in heaven. But on earth, where it's misery, mayhem, and chaos, where you have people like Stephen Paddock running around, killing up dozens of people, where you have people like Robert Crimo running around, killing folks, where you have people like Dylan Roof running around, killing folks. Phones are needed. Phones are needed. And students, they need those phones. Now, I'm not saying that phones should be out or used during class. Of course not. Of course not. Don't even play that game. Of course not. But they should be accessible. They should very well be accessible. The teacher should have a phone. Every student in the classroom should have a phone. They should not be on the phone. They should not be using it. And if they are on the phone or using it, then yes, there are repercussions. Detention, suspension, go to the principal, etc. Yes, but those phones should be accessible. Okay? So when Sideshow Bob walks in and decides to pull out a gun, students who are running for their lives and locking themselves in classrooms, they could pull out the phone and call 911. Dodo birds. Okay? I don't mean to call names, but I'm up, this is bothering me. Okay? Leave the students' phones alone. Don't y'all see that by now? People like to act like they live in a utopia. These administrators and these, politicians and stuff like that. Well, we don't want to let them use their, take the phones away when they come into the school. Take their phones because this, they're on the internet and they're doing this, they're doing that, and they're being damaged. TikTok is hurting them. Take the phone when they get to school. Listen, you're not taking my son's phone. Okay? He will go to another school. He'll do homeschooling before I allow you to take his phone. Okay? Because when the unthinkable happens, God forbid, my son needs to have a phone to call me and say, hey, this is going on. Get help, send help. If nobody has a phone, well then, what do? Nobody can call for help. Nobody can record anything. Nobody can do anything. That's absolutely stupidity. Absolute stupidity. That's beyond stupidity. Okay? Beyond stupid. And I don't mean to sound so harsh, but hey, kids are being killed out here on the regular basis, and they're being killed at school, and y'all are talking about banning cell phones at school. Get real. Get real. And as I close, man, I want to remind you all of a powerful truth from the book I love, the Holy Bible, and the scripture I love. In Psalms 46, 1 and 2, it says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. Though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, we can have faith in God. All right? But that doesn't mean we ignore the tools that God has given us to protect ourselves, man. Let's be smart, let's be safe, and let's make sure that the kids, that babies can be safe at a place they are supposed to be safe at, man. All right? This world is crazy. It's full of mayhem, misery. It's a bedlam. It's full of bedlam in this world, man. Seriously. I don't got nothing else to say, man. Peace.